halfway through the latest Big 3 ball out from Dallas. Game number 4, it's coming up at Comerica Center. Enemies against the Killer 3's. And welcome, I'm Mick Cohen with the one, the only Brian Scalabrine. Hey, we're halfway through this latest ball out in Big D.
It's been great so far. Some really competitive games. Teams kind of positioning themselves so they can figure out a way to make that push for the playoffs. And these 3 games right here are also very interesting when it comes to the standings.
Oh, the enemies, they're 2-2. Killer 3's also 2-2, coming off a big win last week against the Ghost Ballers. PNC Bank rosters for this one. For the enemy scout, you think Nick Young, Swaggy P. He's coming off a strong game. And for the Killer 3's, Franklin Session doing Frank Nitty things again here in 2022.
Yeah, if Franklin Session plays hard, plays aggressive, gets downhill, everybody on their team benefits. That's what my eyes are looking at when it comes to the Killer 3's.
Oh, I don't know why you're really excited. Let's break down the odds for this game number 4.
I almost fell off my chair when I saw this. Now, the Killer 3's have been a roller coaster, but if they are locked in, this is not a pick-em. It should not be even. I love the Killer 3's in this game, but remember, does Charles Oakley have to beg them to play hard, or right off the jump, do they bring it?
I love it. Absolutely love it. And there's Charles Oakley getting that final hydration before his team gets after it against the enemies.
Because he yells a lot. You can't yell if you don't have hydration.
Key rules in the Big 3. First to 50 wins. We'll get to the break at 25. No game clock. Shot clock is 14 seconds. Free throws, you get 1 shot for 2, 3, or 4 points. And again, the 4-point shot, you have one of 3 4-point circles, each 30 feet away. Backdoor, Dante Green from Franklin Session.
Nice play designed out of the timeout. Little backdoor pass for Green. It's good to get Green going early, the high volume shooter.
Can I say something? Your energy is the perfect recipe for having 3 more games to broadcast at a ball out.
Well, I don't have a newborn at home, so it's a little different for me as Green gets to steal.
Frank Session, Josh Powell, Dante Green for the Killer 3's. Sek Henry, Keith Benson, Isaiah Austin for the enemies.
Remember, Sessions is a guy when he's getting downhill, he's one of the best in the league at stuff like that.
Putting on the moves, Powell with the floater, and it's good.
It's when the Killer 3's are at their best. Sessions downhill, if you don't help, he's going to score, and Powell and Green can knock down open shots all game.
4-0. Killer 3's in the championship game 3 years ago. Benson denied. Powell with the swat out of bounds.
Good swarming defense. Sure, Charles Oakley loves that. He's all about the defensive end of the floor.
19 hard-fought years in the NBA. Look at the D. Henry off balance, airballs as the shot clock expires.
Now Oakley gives it both ways. He will get on you if you make mistakes, get on you if you're not playing hard, but praise you if you play hard.
But he's got the perfect captain that fits his coaching style. Franklin Session, the rebound. #1 in assists, right up there in rebounds as well in the first 4 weeks in the Big 3. Isaiah Austin against Green. Fade away, too much. Second effort, goes down. Nice put back for Benson.
Yeah, Benson physical on the offensive glass, created a nice little shove to create some space for himself and got that rebound and finish.
Scal Benson, 6'11", played 3 NBA games in a stretch with Golden State in 2012. You just see the Killer 3's, these guys played together a long time. Session, no. Powell, yes, and the foul.
That's just a good example of what I was talking about. I don't care what Franklin Session does, whether he finishes or not. I like him on the attack. Gets downhill, and look at Powell right there on the glass. So many good things happen when Sessions gets downhill.
And Powell gets a free throw for 1 point. Give him the 3-point play. Give the Killer 3's a 7-2 start. Held on to beat the Ghost Ballers last week, 51-49. Austin lets it fly. Benson. Clean up, not there. Look at the battle. Dante Green hits the corner three.
I thought it was a great play out of the time, to start the game, to get Green on that back door and get him an easy one. All of a sudden, the jumper feels a lot better when you get a couple easy baskets.
A 10-2 killer three start. It's the matchup. Austin against Green, and Isaiah Austin gets the bounce.
Austin, big-time skilled player, gets to his spots, and he has so much length to just elevate and shoot right over the defense.
7-1, #1 pick in the 2021 draft. Finger roll, Frank Nitti. Incredible, downhill again, 12-4 killer threes.
I can watch him get downhill all day. He's one of the most athletic guys, most exciting guys in the Big Three. There's a little Euro with the finger roll. Yeah, Frank Nitti, he's in the building. So are we in the ball out down in Dallas.
On they pick and roll on the side, if you on the weak side, you can take 2 steps into the paint. Get the roll guy, because when he come back, y'all talk. Yeah. Whoever big is opposite of the roll, pick and roll, got to scoot over and take the roll guy. And you can hold and then tell him to go. You got to talk. I'm saying it's communication. In the pick and roll with 2 bigs, y'all got to communicate. Frank gonna come over or what he got to do, because fight over it, whatever you do, unless you tell you go under. Good job.
Well, the stars in the house, the former NBA All-Stars, are here at Comerica Center, including one former Maverick, Josh Howard. He is with Brian Scalabrine.
All right, Josh. So first of all, anytime I ask a former player about the Big Three, do you have anything left?
No. I coach college basketball now, and I get those guys about 15 minutes, and then I'm back yelling.
So how much do you play with the young guys, and how much do you teach them along the way?
I definitely teach them along the way every day, but probably playing-wise, maybe like once every 2 weeks, something like that.
Have you been enjoying the way the Big Three is unfolding so far?
Yes, I've been a fan since the start. Some of my old teammates out here right now, and I've just enjoyed watching them continue their dream.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Scal, Josh Howard, he mentioned his coaching at the helm of UNT Dallas, an NAIA school. Josh Howard, an all-star in the NBA 2007 at Wake Forest. And here in Big D, you see Reggie Theus. He's going to be coaching the three-headed monsters coming up in game number 5 against the Triplets. Nick Young in for the enemies, along with Henry and Austin against Powell, Session, and Green for the killer threes. On a step back, Sek Henry is short.
Jack Henry can't create his shot and create some separation.
Frank Nitti frees up Powell. Dante Green on an island over Austin. Swaggy P escapes with the board. Nick Young acting coach for the enemies today. Gilbert Arenas unable to be here as Austin, tough move going left, backs it in.
Yeah, so much talent. I mean, he went right between his legs, left between his legs, got downhill, shoulder into chest. And once he elevates and gets to his spot, it's really hard to stop him.
Dante Green launches, can't hit, and it comes to Austin. Well, Charles Oakley for the killer threes, mic'd up. Let's listen in.
Yeah, Oak's
All
not.
for a run. All for a run. Not away. Red. Time out.
No, he's not going to love that.
No, it's a 6-0 run. And it's just, once again, I don't feel like the Killer Threes had that edge like they did to start the game. That's the thing about this team. When they play hard, they're amazing.
We talking, they scoring.
Let's see how they respond with Oak.
We not need to settle for them threes. We don't need three. Go downhill. We downhill. We talk about we not learning. We keep putting ourselves in a position that we gotta use so much at the end of the second half. That's that plays ball. Come on, we bailing them out. Come on, step into the side. Come on. D on 3. 1, 2, 3. D.
I couldn't agree more. I think these guys are just a different team when they are attacking. They're just a different team, and you know, for whatever reason, a game to 50, they're going to have some moments where they settle, but you know, that's when they're at their best.
Dominique Johnson out of the timeout, sinks it. So a little smaller look here with Powell out, Johnson in.
And let me make sure I have my asterisk a bit, because when he's out there, he can shoot as many threes as he wants. That's the guy I'm not talking about. Everybody else I want to attack. Johnson, if he's open, let that thing fly.
Oh, Austin just misses. All right, thought about it. Had a look for a moment. Look at the attention. Green open, in and out. Swaggy P from 3. Session to the rim, yes.
I love that. This is what I love about the Big 3. Guys getting downhill, chest to shoulder, and people losing their wind. That's what this thing is about.
The blow by, and Green is beaten and commits the foul.
Here it is right here, right. That was the sound we heard here courtside as you go shoulder to chest, right through guys. You're not doing that in a 5-on-5 game. You miss that element in a 5-on-5 game.
6'2", with a ton of grit. Henry off the mark, rebound to Green. So Green, Session, and Johnson for the Killer Threes. Green flips it up, and he's fouled. And hey, Swaggy says, I'm going to give you that one. 2-point shot for Dante Green.
That's another example of, even if you play good defense, you better brace yourself for impact, because guys are coming into your airspace. That's the thing. Like, a lot of guys, and we've seen throughout, like DeJuan Summers is another one. You know, 6'9", good size, can handle, and they go through you when you're out there.
Dante Green follows, misses. Nick Young ribs out. So the Killer 3, 17, enemies 10 in this first half. Session out of the paint. Dominique Johnson, the drive, and the finish on the run.
Yeah, I really love the way Killer 3's attack mismatches, inside-out action, but it all starts with them getting downhill. Love watching Frank Nitti out there.
Scala just seems so cohesive with the guys on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably, for Killer 3's, they have a plan. The plan is Sessions get downhill, try to get your matchup. He's probably going to like this Swaggy P matchup. For the other guy, it looks more based off of talent. Just one guy kind of doing his own thing.
Lane's open to go to the rim and score. Dominique Johnson. Never played in the NBA, a junior college, Division II guy, a lot of years in the G League, overseas. A little time spent in the Summer League 10 years ago. Frank Nitti.
Here he goes again.
Winds in on Young. Flip, no, but a foul on Swaggy P.
And right now, look at Killer 3's Johnson coming right into your living room. Little high pick and roll. Austin did not switch out onto that. Did exactly what he was supposed to do. And everyone's a little bit afraid of his shooting. Oh, this is interesting. Swaggy P calling his own bring the fire. Now, I'm telling you, if I was the player coach, I would not call a bring the fire on Frank Nitti. That's disrespectful.
That's a bold move.
That is bold. I would not want to be out there with this man coming at me full head of steam. But Swaggy P's calling his own number.
Oh, I better stop him, right? Nitti against Swaggy. Frank Session the spin, got it!
Quick, he's too quick. I'm telling you, I am not hitting that button against that man, no way.
The player coach playing with fire, here's why.
Little hit, little spin. I'm telling you, Frank Nitti lives for Bring the Fire. Bring the Fire rule was made for a guy like that. You can't stop him unless you have some help out there.
Sek Henry working around Austin against Nitti, holding his own. Austin leans in, no! And he is furious. He wanted a foul and some. Johnson, yes, and Austin is livid. He nearly fired that to San Antonio. Instead, he slams it to the deck, and the Killer 3's with an emphatic finish to the first half.
Yeah, take a look. I mean, he got fouled on this one. A little bit of body contact, didn't like it, slapped. This right here, 3 puts it to halftime, and he is not happy.
(26-12), Killer 3's with the lead at the break. Little Bring the Fire spectacular from Frank Nitti. Hard-fought start for the veteran Killer 3's, and they lead it here in Dallas.
They made that run, we made our run, look what happened. All right, they had a 6-0 run, we had a 12-point run. Let's just keep playing, let's get them up. Don't let them get no kind of confidence in the second half. We got a free throw coming out. You gonna shoot it? Frank, you shoot it. Thank you. Thank you. We got technical fouls, right? We got one shot, right? I thought he called technical foul. Ask the official.
Here in Dallas and nearby Frisco, Texas. We start the second in game 4 of the day. Killer 3's leading the enemies 26-12 here in Texas. Microsoft Player of the Week for week number 4. And there were so many great performances 1 week ago here in Big D. But there was one that took the show. Gerald Green winning the vote with 52% of the vote. And it's got a lot of contenders, but Gerald Green lifting Bivouac to their first win in 3 years against the Triplets.
Now Gerald, my buddy, that's my guy. But I voted for Deshaun Stevens last week. I thought he was amazing. But you know what? Congratulations, Gerald Green. Got the win and got the Microsoft Player of the Week. So it's deserved, but I'm just telling you where my vote went.
That's Celtics love right there.
No, I like Gerald Green.
Way back.
But I'm telling you, Stevens had a great day.
19 points, 19 rebounds, pretty good.
Yeah, in a 50-point game, that's tough.
Here the standings. Aliens win earlier. They're the first of 4 this season. Three-headed monsters could get their next game against the Triplets. Ed Cohen, Brian Scalabrine with you. Killer 3's, the big word you mentioned, downhill.
Yeah.
They did a lot of that in the first half.
When they play hard and they get downhill, they have exactly what you would need to succeed in the Big 3. That's exactly what they did. They probably had 4 or 5 little possessions where they kind of let go of the rope. But once they got back to their game plan, it's been all dominance. Look for Isaiah Austin to kind of step up in the second half for the enemy. He's going to be the guy because he is probably their most talented player to go out there and get his own.
Speaking of the Killer 3's, and they got to the rim with ease in that first half, but this guy, Dominic Johnson, came off the bench and really gave them a spark from the outside.
Yeah, he's got a lethal shot because you can talk downhill all you want, but when he's open, he lets it fly, and that's when he's at his best. So he had the 3, he had 2 layups, and then he capped it off with a corner 3 to send this thing to half. Look at all that. Lots of blue. Lots of blue.
Oh, the Big 3 Heat Vision presented by Microsoft. And from all over the floor, Johnson 4 of 4, 10 points in the first half of this one. Now, you mentioned Austin. He was teed up at the end of the first half, so 1 shot for 2, and Session gives the Killer 3's now a 16-point lead.
Yeah, it's a big lead. And they're going to bring in McDaniels, go a little bit smaller here. It will be interesting to watch this.
Wow, the Hall of Famer Tony Dorsett is in the building.
If I walked up to him, he'd give me a stiff arm. Wow, I just fall over.
Pittsburgh, well, Heisman, why not? Austin, look at the double. Henry's open, too much.
Good double, especially up against the shot clock.
KJ McDaniels in for the Killer 3's with Session and Johnson. Frank Nitti, a small ball lineup, spin cycle, knocked down, no foul. And out of bounds. Yes, Nitty's a little shaken up, walking this one off. First half numbers, Killer 3's shooting nearly 50%.
Yeah, you see enemies, no assists, and they're not going to play that style. But they will go to this man. Isaiah Austin can carry a team on his own. So talented.
We talked a lot about Session in the first half, and Austin as well. Scal, you look at all the players in the Big 3. These 2 in particular really embody what the league is all about, because Austin didn't get that chance in the NBA due to medical reasons. Session didn't get the chance out of Weber State and his other schools, but they embody so much of the fun that this league's about.
Yeah, well, once Ice Cube opened it up to these players, that's when I knew I had to get out, because I could go against other 40-year-olds. I can't guard that. I can't, there's no shot. So these guys are real players that play all the time and work and love the game, and they still got a lot of young legs in them. And that's when the league went to another level.
Swaggy P gets the roll off the glass, and good.
Touch up. Only takes 1 for him. He had a huge night, I think 2 weeks ago, where he just absolutely went off against, that was against Power.
Giveaway, Henry thrown right to him. Swaggy P's upset. Henry's upset.
Wait, I want to see if they're going to call a tech here. He didn't hear the whistle. Zach Henry did not hear the whistle. They called the foul. They were looking at one official. They went nuts. But it doesn't seem like they're going to go overboard and call another technical foul on the enemies.
And that's taking into account that Austin was teed up before the half. And if a team is called for a second technical, it's not 1, but 2 shots each for 2 points.
Correct. And the ball, right?
Yes.
Like, the penalty is so severe.
By the way, Sek Henry hits for 2. The enemy Scout have been such a good second half team, outscoring their opponents 116-79.
I mean, I know he was upset, but that was a lot of ball on that play.
Dominic Johnson draws the double. Green off the mark. So for the killer threes, you have Green in there with Johnson, McDaniels. Enemies have Austin, Henry, and Swaggy P.
Yes, no Sessions right now. We'll have to see where they create offense from.
How about this guy? Step back 3, not there. McDaniels climbing the ladder. Look, Globey gets the bounce.
Man, you're right about that call. Climbing the ladder, man, he went to a new level. He looked like he jumped off a trampoline to get that rebound over Austin.
6'6". And now guarding Austin. Isaiah Austin, back down, push shot, got it. And you just can't really guard 7-1 like that.
No, it's not just that he could shoot over you, but he keeps spinning, so you can't stop him from getting to his spot. That's the challenge with a guy who's 7'1".
He's got 10. McDaniels up and under, no. Gets his own rebound. Good luck to Green. Nails it.
I really love those plays. You know, McDaniels could have forced that up on the offensive rebound, but no, kick it out. Those straight on threes. Those are not high percentage three-point shots.
Sek Henry denied. McDaniels the swat, and Green with the throwdown.
It's all killer threes in this one. Flexing their muscles, showing you the skill, showing you the defense. Killer threes woke up ready to play and ready to take it to a new level. McDaniels with the block, and Green throws it down. All killer threes in the Dallas ball out.
Killer threes trying to make it back-to-back wins. They lead the enemies 37-21 in Game 4 of the Big 3 ball out. Get official Big 3 merch at store.big3.com for league and team apparel, including jerseys, hats, and jackets. Get it all at store.big3.com. Ed Cohen, Brian Scalabrine with you. Killer threes by 16. Let's listen in. Charles Oakley, head coach of the Killer Threes.
All right, keep coming. Keep coming. Stay. Keep coming. You all right? Stay. Good D. Jump ball. Jump ball. Our ball. Yellow ball.
Great communication with Oak right there. Keep coming. Wants you to pursue the ball on the pick and roll. Don't die on those screens.
No. Switch it up. Yeah. Come on. Go. By yourself. Get it to him. Good D.
That was good D. That was a good shot.
Very good shot.
Come on, right here. Come on.
Always appreciate the coaches and players. Allow us to get the mic'd up for everybody listening out there. Another tie-up. This time the arrow says it will be enemy's ball.
Yeah, let's go back here. Swaggy P, that is good defense, good challenge, but nice drift. So smooth. Got a new haircut, too. I think he wants to match you and me here in the booth.
He's got a little more of the blonde.
Yeah.
But the light texture. Zach Henry with Nick Young and Keith Benson for the enemies. Again, no Elijah Stewart today as Henry misses. Green jostling with the rebound. Elijah Stewart playing with New Orleans in the Summer League out in Vegas. Great opportunity for him. Deflection. Benson bobbles, collects, leans in. Denied by McDaniels, and Johnson there to, nope, couldn't clean it up. But McDaniels snuck in there for the tip.
McDaniels also having probably his best game this season with the killer threes.
And again, they have that core group of three, but the depth can really help elevate this team to a championship contender. Nice move by Henry going baseline.
Man, Henry just dropped his shoulders, owned his space, and got to the rim.
39-25, killer threes. Johnson stop and go. Slip it back to Green. Nails the three. That's been a shot. Killer threes by 17.
Yeah, and when Green is locked in like this, he is a tough cover. Inside, outside, can deck it. He's good.
He's got 15 now. Benson lost it. Johnson off the dribble for three. Zach Henry won't go.
Yeah, well, take a look. Here's that inside out. And look at Green, no hesitation at all. That's 6'10" and strong as he lets that go.
Now that's balance, Scal.
Yeah, for sure. And that's not even including the impact that McDaniels has had. So you see balance scoring. All those guys are playing well as McDaniels, as well as Powell doing his job. It's a very good team. That's why I couldn't believe it was a pick-em.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to come back to that. Swaggy P hits the triple. Even. No Stewart.
Yeah, I mean.
They kill the climb.
Yeah. There's 2 and 2 in the big three looks a lot different sometimes. No, I think killer threes are a championship caliber team. I think there's about 4 or 5 teams I think that could win it, and they're in that conversation for me.
This is why you start every sentence with, if I were a betting man.
If I was
the
a
three
betting
goes down for Nick Young.
The Swaggy Pete's coming on strong. I think he was just shocked from that bring the fire he had earlier. Feeling a lot better about himself.
44-31, killer threes. Green the roll, in midair the collection, and twirls it in.
Yeah, Green is just so good. Nice pass by Johnson. Oh, that's not a good foul. All right, let's unfold this. As Swaggy P gets fouled from 4 now. It's Swaggy in the corner, knocks it down, wants to foul. Here's Johnson. Look at that good catch and finish by Green. And then we're gonna get a 4-point shot for a free throw. I'm guessing no way. I mean, that's a tough shot. And now you're doing it out of rhythm, trying to find it. It's a very different shot. I think the 3 is even tough when you get fouled from 3.
If there's a guy who's going to try and pull it off, it's Swaggy P. Here he goes. One shot for 4 points. Airborne. Got it!
Oh, man!
Swaggy P delivers in Dallas.
He's so smooth, man. He is so smooth. Nothing bothers him.
Still point game for the killer threes. Session into Swaggy P. Gets space to slam it down.
Swaggy P wants the offensive foul. That's not how we roll in the big 3.
Stripped. Good hands by Johnson. Fires and hits. Ball game in Dallas. The killer threes over the enemies. Nick Young with the highlight. Hitting the 4-point shot after the foul. But the killer threes with the final salvo on the 3 by Johnson. Game winner, 51-35. A balanced effort. This guy gave him great opportunities off the bench. Killer 3's now 3-2. Dante Green leading the way. He is with Brian Scalabrine.
All right, Dante. Now that is who you guys are right there.
For sure, for sure. You know, we had to come out. The league is tough this year, man. So every win, every bucket, everything counts, man. So we had to come out and really get back to our game and start on the defensive end, playing hard and just trying to get the win.
Yeah, where does your energy come from? It looks like when Sessions is playing, getting downhill, you guys are at your best.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, first it comes from definitely from my B1 patch here, you know, my vitamin patch. Make sure y'all go get y'all vitamin patches, buyb1.com. But other than that, we just thrive off each other, though. You know, like we've been together, our core's been together for 3 years, so you know, we know what it takes, and we just kind of find a way to build up some energy, come out here and do what we love.
All right, congratulations, Dante.
Appreciate it.
Dante Green, product placement, and 17 points in a Week 5 win over the enemies. 4 games down, 2 to go as the Big 3 fallout rolls on Fire, DAZN, and the Big 3 YouTube channel.
He's a former top 10 NBA draft pick, a two-time All-Star, averaging 18.5 points over a 14-year career. He was a key contributor to UNLV's Final Four run in 1977. The head coach of three-headed monsters, Reggie. Yes. Very high, ladies and gentlemen, they are three-headed monsters.
Week 5 of the Big 3 season in Dallas, Texas, and we are 4 games down. Game 5 of the day between the three-headed monsters and the triplets from Comerica Center here in Dallas. Let's look at the updated Big 3 standings. Aliens only team now with 4 wins, but the three-headed monsters trying to join them. 3-1 record. Triplets coming 2-2 into this Week 5 battle. And welcome, Ed Cohen back with Brian Scalabrine. Before we talk about this one, hey, Killer 3's balanced, steady effort in picking up their third win.
The Killer 3's are a championship caliber team in this league. Now, when they play the way that they played today, it's hard for a lot of teams to beat them. When you think about enemies, with Elijah Stewart out, it's going to be tough for them to get over that hump. Killer 3's took care of business, and now they are looking at it like that championship caliber team I thought they would become.
That is called a segue, my friend, because you talk about guys missing in this one right now. Three-headed monsters down a big piece in Rashard Lewis. Triplets, again, will be without Joe Johnson. So it's about the other guys stepping up, but no question, these are the stars. We'll have them back soon. These two teams will miss here today.
Yeah, Rashard Lewis is such a guy that picks his moments, and he's been so good for them. And obviously Joe Johnson, I think he's Mr. Big 3, probably the best player in the Big 3. So it's going to, different guys are going to have to take on that load, but it's not just offensively. Those guys do a lot defensively and rebounding.
So who steps up? Let's begin with a guy you interviewed earlier on CBS, Kevin Murphy, leading the Big 3 again in scoring.
Yeah, Kevin Murphy's the MVP candidate for me because with no Reggie Evans, no Rashard Lewis, he has to be the guy that carries the load, and he has done that. In the first half, he tries to get other people going, takes over in the second half, scores 23 points in each of his games. He has been a different level player.
No ISO Joe, maybe ISO Jeremy Pargo.
Yeah, Pargo, the biggest thing for him is he's got to be able to make shots, and they got to get those balls to him quicker. When they rebound the ball, he's the guy that can sprint the floor and knock him down. He's the guy that can sprint the corner and knock him down. He needs to get some more easy shots and easy opportunities.
Let's meet the rosters presented by PNC Bank for this fifth game between the three-headed monsters and the triplets. And you're going to have, obviously, two teams trying to bridge the gap without their stars. But the three-headed monsters, you have Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, Kevin Murphy, and a couple of additions the last week. Quincy Miller will play his third game with the three-headed monsters, along with Jamario Moon, just added from the draft pool. And the triplets will lean on the Parko brothers, and you can't forget Ryan Hollins, especially in the pick and roll.
Yeah, Ryan Hollins is tough in the pick and roll. Quincy Miller's a great addition, can shoot from the outside. Jamario Moon has always had success in this league, so they picked him up, and he has always delivered. So it's going to be interesting to see, what different player steps up besides the two guys that we featured.
Yes, Scal, we saw a couple of Dallas Wings and WNBA in the building earlier today. Well, arguably the greatest in the history of women's basketball, leading the triplets. We're talking about the Hall of Famer in Lisa Leslie.
Yeah, Lisa Leslie, always prepared. I'm really interested in seeing what she has up her sleeve. Last week, without Joe Johnson, they did a high volume of pick and roll going over the top to Hollins. Let's see what she has going this game.
And Reggie Theus is back for the three-headed monsters. Only Big 3 coach to serve as an NBA coach. That was with Sacramento in the 07-08 season. And he's back to lead the three-headed monsters. This, Scal, we talked throughout the broadcast earlier, it's a big week. Week 5, you could put yourself in a great spot with a win here today. Three-headed monsters are 3-1. All right. If it was even the last game between the Killer 3's and the enemies, talk us through the odds for Game 5.
Yeah, I see it the opposite way. I don't see how Triplets is favored in this game. I think three-headed monsters are better. Kevin Murphy's the best player on the floor. Jamario Moon's experience. Miller could shoot the ball. I like three-headed monsters getting it done. Triplets, they could still struggle today.
Key rules in the Big 3. First to 50 wins it. We'll get to the break when one team scores 25. There's no game clock and a 14-second shot clock. Free throws, you get one shot for either 2, 3, or 4 points, depending on where the foul occurs. In Game 4, Nick Young made a 4-point shot after he was fouled shooting one from deep, and he knocked it down.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen that before. All right, let's see how this game starts out. I'm really curious on what Lisa Leslie has up her sleeve, and there it is.
Hollins in a sea of green jerseys, denied. I could hear him screaming for the foul. 3, no good for the three-headed monsters, and Pargo answers with the 3.
You're going to get the steady diet of high pick and roll with Hollins rolling and them the Pargo brothers trying to get as many open threes as they can.
Three-pointer goes down, and we're tied up at 3.
I like Quincy Miller's game. He plays with a ton of confidence.
So Miller with Murphy and Mahmoud against the Pargo brothers, Jeremy Gennaro and Ryan Hollins. Deep three, Gennaro Pargo comes up way short. Save to Pargo, give to Hollins, and he turns to finish.
I'm not sure why Kevin Murphy tried to save that ball. It's going out of bounds, but it led to an easy bucket for Triplets.
Nuances of the big three when it does not hit the rim. Miller, quick release, not there. Triplets 2-2, losing to Bivouac last week. Hollins on a back down, denied, hit the rim, missed. Mahmoud off the mark. Not sure if that had to be cleared or not. And the foul on the oldest player in the league, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. Let's go back to that previous play.
Yeah, I would have thought it had to be cleared as well. Oh, here's the save. I mean, you can't say don't save it underneath your basket. There's only one basket. It's everyone's basket. So I was just surprised he saved it because that was going to go out of bounds on Pargo.
5-3 Triplets in the early going. Jeremy Pargo and Quincy Miller. Scal, you mentioned what he did last week. Scored 20 against the enemies. Takes Hollins off the bounce and completely misses over the backboard and out.
Well, I said Quincy Miller plays with a lot of confidence. Sometimes it's not always a good thing. Sometimes you should give the ball to Kevin Murphy, one of the best players in the big three.
At 5-3, get it out of the way now. Don't do this later when it's point game.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Now, Quincy Miller.
I always admire people who, like, and they're going to take him out of the game right here. No, they're taking Mahmoud out. I always admire people that aren't the best player on the floor, but think they are.
Yep.
I always know when there's better players than me. I'm not taking any bad shots. There's an admiration about that how you can end up being that way and being confident like that.
Hollins, Miller diving for it. Pargo. They say it did hit the rim, barely.
I don't know what we're watching right now, Ed.
Not pretty. And Moon with the foul against Hollins. You know, coaches talk about continuity. Right now, these are teams that have added new players. They're missing their stars, and we're seeing the result of that.
Yeah, but Ed, continuity would be give the ball to Kevin Murphy. I don't know how much continuity you have to have. The guy is one of the best players in the league. He hasn't touched the ball yet.
Let's hear how Lisa Leslie feels about it.
That's perfect. 14 fouls. Hey, Red, we're all right. We're going to be in the bonus in a second.
Well, you know the game plan.
Way to stay aggressive, Ryan. Good job, Pargo. Gennaro.
Get downhill, get to the free throw line, and get into that early bonus. Oh, we're bringing the fire.
Reggie Theus with the counter. And how much of that is what Lisa Leslie was talking about, that, hey, get him into the bonus. You take the foul away potentially here, and of course you prevent Miller going to the foul line as well.
Yeah, for sure. Well, also you got to think, people don't think big men are very good, right? So I think Hollins will do all right in this, but typically they're like, man, but big men don't have ball skills to go one-on-one. So this would be an interesting matchup. Hollins, Miller.
7-footer against 6'11" Quincy Miller.
It's about to get physical right here. I'm telling you, Ed. There'll be some bodies flying.
Here we go. Game 5, bring the fire. Hollins steps into Miller, missed it. Can you explain?
No, you explain it. You be the analyst for this one. Look at this. What move is that?
I think there are about 5 fouls on this bring the fire, depending on how you look at it.
I give Miller credit, man. He took that hit. He was strong with it. That was something else.
Gets a stop, goal line stand. Miller fakes. Jamario Moon. Jeremy Pargo, Gennaro Pargo, Hollins for the Triplets. against Murphy, Miller, and Moon. Pargo sinks it. That's Gennaro.
Gennaro, when none of these guys are going to pass up looks, you better get a hand up when you're closing out to them.
4-point shot. Murphy, no. Moon slaps it in. Hollins there with the stuff. And that's the second instance. Now, different that Murphy shot it, that you tip it right underneath to an open player.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this team, but that's just a good timeout because three-headed monsters look all out of sorts right now.
10-3 Triplets with the lead here in Dallas.
All right, so watch the closeout, hand down, buckets, and then you had the Murphy deep shot, and then Hollins gets it back, throws it down. It just looks like they're out of sorts.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it because those early shots by Miller? Is it because Moon just got there? Because Kevin Murphy hasn't touched a ball yet, except for that four-pointer. They just look out of sorts.
You know, we talk about three-headed monsters missing Rashard Lewis. They're also missing Jonathan Simmons. So you're riding with four guys: Murphy, Miller, Moon, and of course Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
Yeah. And they've had a steady diet in the past of having Reggie Evans on their team, which in the Big Three, he's like an all-time great top Mount Rushmore Big Three player. He impacts winning that much. I still think Kevin Murphy can go off here.
Yeah.
I still think you could put Quincy Miller in the corner, stretch Hollins out, and allow Murphy to go one-on-one from the top.
– 10-3 Triplets with the early advantage in game number 5. One more to go after this, by the way. Power and Bivouac to round out this 6-game Big 3 ball out. Each week, fans can help select the Microsoft Big 3 Player of the Week. You can go online to big3.com or Big 3 social media accounts to vote. We'll reveal the results from Week 5 next Sunday here from Dallas. Scour coming to you from Big D, Fire, to Zone, Big 3 YouTube channel. The ball out, you played a part in it when it debuted 3 years ago at American Airlines Center, and it continues again here in Dallas, Texas. Season 5 of the Big 3.
Yeah, I like it. I like when all the teams play on the same day. Good D by the Triplets.
Jeremy Pargo, he loves that 4-point shot. Flips it up.
This is where they should be, right here. Jamario Moon's got to get out of the way and let this guy go to work.
Murphy decked, and he's fouled by Moon, rather Hollins.
Now, basketball is an interesting sport because if any player believes another player is being selfish, it will spread throughout your team like that. And opposite, too. We've seen 3's company today with the unselfish play, and it took over the game. So right now, three-headed monsters have played some selfish basketball, but doesn't mean they can't turn this thing around quickly.
And this is the guy to do it. Kevin Murphy, Big 3's leading scorer. Enter this one today, averaging 26 per game, and more impressively, it's not like he's had one huge game and a couple of bad ones. He's scored at least 23 each of the first 4 weeks.
For sure. And one thing about him, as we know how valuable, Hollins, great hustle. Oh, yeah.
That was on the rim. It came flying airborne. And there's a foul. Don't think there's goaltending, but there was so much that happened on that attempt.
Now take a look. Shot goes up. Hollins, no one can really block him out because of the dribble handoff. And he gets it back, goes up. Good battle.
So it gets 1 shot for 2. Big 3 veteran. Passed with 3's company, the Aliens, and the Killer 3's. Timeout on the floor. Triplets 12-5 advantage. And hold on 1 second.
Dance team is ready. They subbed them out. Said, hold on here, we ain't doing dance team. Everyone thought it was a break. The higher powers that be said no break.
Lisa Leslie smiling, was about to go into a timeout. Miller launches and hits.
That's a great shot for Miller. Little action, peel out to the corner. They leave you open from right there. Knock that thing down.
He's guarding Pargo. Small against big. Collins sets a staggered screen. Pargo the drive. Finishes strong.
Yeah, a little miscommunication defensively, but nice job by Pargo turning that corner.
Ooh. Not the intention. Triplets 14, three-headed monsters 8. And the lob on the pick and roll, knocked down twice. It's loose. This has been the story of the game. Haphazard. Pargo loops it up. Murphy has that look of a guy who wants to take over, as Moon misses, but it just has not happened yet.
No, I think Murphy's frustrated, to be honest with you.
Wow, Collins finishing through the contact, and he wanted an N1.
He should have had an N1. That was I think he did it on purpose. Take a look. That's a shoulder, Chuck. You know what? Let's keep playing.
Yeah, the Cowboys practice right around the corner from here in Frisco. That looked more like training camp than anything else. Collins reaching from behind, and the stuff assisted by Pargo.
Yeah, they need to figure out this pick and roll coverage. Bridget Diaz trying to figure it out on the fly.
13 for Ryan Hollins. Miller can't answer. And Moon held Pargo going for the rebound.
All right, take a look. Miscommunication. Hollins right to the front of the rim. Lob City. I like the way Hollins gets out of that screen. Doesn't really set it, doesn't really hold it. Very similar. Remember when you covered the Knicks, David Lee?
Oh.
You know, a little brush screening out, puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
Always fun to get the names from the past.
Yeah, David Lee is good at getting out of screen quick, and I think guards prefer that. Give them more space to work.
Fadeaway from 2, Jeremy Pargo to beat the clock.
All triplets today. I got this one wrong. I thought Kevin Murphy would be the dominant force that we've seen in the past, but seems frustrated out there.
Thought he heard you. That was close. In and out. Gennaro Pargo against Quincy Miller. Nothing doing. Reset, 3 to shoot. Jeremy Pargo, fadeaway, deep 3. Off the mark, missed the rim, and a shot clock violation. Last week, you didn't have Joe Johnson. You're the Triplets. No. You're facing a Bivouac team that finally got over the hump, 50-46. Murphy off the mark, batted around again. Pargo avoids Ice Cube and kept it alive. Fadeaway over Murphy. Moon, a former triplet. Murphy to drive, and the finish, blowing by Pargo.
For three-headed monsters, it's just about their spacing. If they can lock that in, Murphy will have space to work, and these guys like Jamario Moon and Quincy Miller will be able to make open shots.
Murphy now with 4. Jeremy, spin cycle.
Oh,
nice touch from Pargo.
He gave him the too little. He gave him the too little. You can't give a guy 7 inches taller than you the too little.
Murphy from 4, no. Miller from 3, yes.
He gonna give him back the too little.
All right, now it's heating up.
Oh, what's going on here? Oh, we pushed the official. This is going crazy. Look, Ice Cube is loving it. He's grinning over there.
Pargo. Alonzo G went through his legs. Quincy Miller scoops up the loose change.
Quincy Miller talking to someone on the sideline. One thing you know, Quincy Miller is in here.
Argo puts on the brakes to his brother Gennaro. Miller launches. Got it!
He is in the building!
Quincy Miller.
Talking smack to the team, the triplets, talking smack to the fans. He is in the building.
A 10-2 run for the three-headed monsters. Argo trying to answer, lost the handle, but Murphy is called for the foul.
All right, here it is. Miller, nice shot, lets it go. Now he's talking to someone on this sideline, talking to someone on the other sideline, getting involved in the officiating.
It's the beauty of going to college down the road. Miller went to Baylor. You come to Dallas, you're going to know somebody out there.
All I know is that fans in the front row are in the game here. They are jawing with Quincy Miller.
Alonzo G didn't clear it.
Smart.
Did not
very
clear it in the
smart
corner.
play. Smart play by Jamario Moon. He knew he didn't clear it, so he let him lay it up as opposed to trying to fight it. As soon as that shot went up, he backed his arms back, said didn't clear. That's why he's a vet in this league.
Gerda Gatling, one of the three officials with David Posner and Levon Zakarian, launched the corner official. She's out of view there, but she had her arm up and hadn't released the fist to say ball had been cleared. Miller!
He is in here. Keep talking. Keep on talking. I am in the building.
He's got 13.
Oh, they love it. Look at the fans. They're loving it. I'm loving it too.
Argo gets it to the break with a
Lots of
big
talk.
three, and now he's telling Scal too much talking.
Nah, it's not me talking. Well, I mean, I am talking, but I'm talking for them. Take a look. Here it is. Up. It's good. Lots and lots and lots of talking right now.
He lets the shot do the talking. 27-20, Triplets lead by 7 at the break.
Give Quincy Miller a lot of credit getting back into this game.
This is great theater. This is Dallas drama. A 7-point game at halftime of Game 5 of the Ball Out.
We do it on the west side. How y'all feeling, Texas? Ain't nothing going on but the bomb-ass rap song hitting all night long. Just like me on the black and white ivory, getting 6 on the T-to-Lee. You don't want to see a G break your ass like dishes, bust her ass tricks, sleep with the fishes, running from Lennox up at Venice. They want to have me in stripes like Dennis the Menace, but that ain't popping, ain't no stopping. Foe hopping, ass dropping, coop the bill. My troop can kill. Fool, I got skills, so back on up, boy. I check that chin down this, and I'm full off here. You get no love, and I thought you knew it. You know how we do it. Come on. Coming from the west side hitting on the west side. How y'all feeling, Texas? Turn it up. Chilling with the homies, smelling the bud, double park, and I'm talking to Dub about who got a plan, who got a plot, who got, and who got shot, cause everybody knows that he got the info. Crazy tunes hanging out the window, fool, we got them bomb-ass tapes, lynch mob, Planet of the Apes, I'm down with 8, and what's up? Cam and Solo, they got what? When Ice Cube write a sentence, I want the bomb. Just like George Clinton, SKP is down to catch a body put on. Knee deep, we'll turn out your party. You get no love, and I thought you knew it. You know how we do it. Come on. Hitting on the west side, hitting on the west side. Are y'all having a good time? I said Texas, are y'all having a good time? All right, I want everybody in here. Hey, yo, Texas, put your hands in the air like this. Put your hands in the air like this. Put your hands in the air like this. You know how we do it. Hey, yo, Texas, put your hands in the air like this. Put your hands in the air like this. Put your hands in the air like this. You know how we do it, do it. Hey, we thank you. We love y'all for coming out to the Big 3 Ball Out. Thank you for hanging out with your homeboy Ice Cube. We'll be here next week. We love y'all, Texas. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give it up for Ice Cube. How y'all feeling, Texas? Ain't nothing going on but the bomb-ass rap song hitting all night long.
Here he is at the Ball Out. Ice Cube performing in Dallas.
You don't want to see a G break your ass like dishes, bust their ass tricks, sleep with the bitches, running from Lennox up at Venice. They want to have me in stripes like Dennis the Menace, but that ain't popping, ain't no stopping. Foe hopping, ass dropping, coop the bill. My troop can kill.
Is that the best? I mean, you just don't know what you're going to see at the Ball Out and certainly in the Big 3.
Even Ed was bobbing his head and swaying back and forth. Like, you had good rhythm. I was surprised.
Not bad.
So a lot of people look at me the same way.
Seasoned vet.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
seasoned vet.
I felt like leaning back like this, bobbing the head. It was great. Good. But so far, what we're seeing in this particular game is Quincy Miller, who started out, I thought, too aggressive, not getting the ball to Kevin Murphy, has absolutely taken over for the three-headed monsters. By himself, battling the three-headed monsters back into this game. You can see the shot chart right there. And this is the Big 3 Heat Vision, powered by Microsoft. Got an inside, a lot of outside, but he's got 16 points, and he's doing his thing.
Great theater to close that first half. Three-headed monsters behind. A lot of mistakes, missing shots. Meanwhile, Ryan Hollins set the tone early for the Triplets.
Yeah, Hollins doing a great job of getting behind the defense. So right here, he's getting a couple easy chippies. Obviously, the energy with the dunks. But here he is, behind the defense. Anytime that happens, finishing through contact, Hollins has been great in the absence of Joe Johnson.
First half numbers, overall, Triplets shot the ball better, and rebounds, advantage to the Triplets. But again, three-headed monsters, you see 7 of 19. Miller kept them in it in that first half.
Yeah, and I expect Kevin Murphy, because of how great of a player he is, to have a bigger half in the second half, and he starts out with an assist to Jamario Moon.
So Jamario Moon chance at 3.
Yeah, good catch. There's the slap across the face. Finishes. Free throw is always big in the Big 3. Knocks it down.
He played 5 NBA seasons, Jamario Moon. Scout, a lot of years in the Big 3 with the Triplets, Ghost Ballers. Before that, a former three-headed monster. He's back with his original team. Hollins with the stuff, and Gennaro Pargo finds him again.
And that's all because of the pace of Gennaro Pargo coming off that high pick and roll.
Big answer from Hollins. Murphy swarmed, bodies into Pargo. Can't hit. Gennaro again with the triple.
Big shot. And Pargo was saying at the half, these guys are jawing too much. And that's exactly what we saw.
Foul on Gennaro Pargo, back to the dunk.
Yeah, here it is, because downhill creates separation. Separation creates confusion. And then Hollins over the top with the screen.
Hollins out there with the Pargo brothers. Kevin Murphy against Jeremy. Got it! And the foul. Tough shot, Kevin Murphy.
Love this possession from Kevin Murphy. Got the ball on the rip. Didn't wait till the defense could set to him. Got the contact. One of the best in the Big 3 at getting to the free throw line and converting. Now he's going to go to the line for three-point play.
Top scorer in the league. Points per game, total points. Unable to connect. Murphy with Mahmoud and Moon out there for the three-headed monsters. Jeremy Pargo got by Mahmoud and was fouled. Scal, it's amazing watching him.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
He's 53.
Yeah.
He's in better shape than all of us in the arena. And the diet,
Yep.
the mindset, everything he puts into it, he's just in the right place physically and mentally.
And, and at that age, you're taking care of your body. You're doing extra stretching. You're doing all that type of stuff. And that's great to see.
Rainmaker. Oh, you could hear the players hit the deck. Murphy took the worst of it. Foul here is on Hollins. Pull up for Mahmoud. And the rebound to Hollins. Triplets 32, three-headed monsters 25. And they're going to inbound on the side. Foul here is on Murphy and fighting through that screen.
Yeah, Murphy trying to jam up Hollins. Doesn't want him to get, like I said before, behind the defense. He picked up a foul. Oh, that's going to be out of bounds.
That's coming our way. Active hands by our stage manager, Kim.
Kim did a good job releasing that ball. You should have zipped a bounce pass.
She's got Scalabrini energy, by the way. It's legit.
She's got what?
Scalabrini energy.
Oh, yeah. But you don't have that, Ed? There you go, Mahmoud. There's that 53-year-old we were talking about. Knocked down that shot. Now he's got to get a stop.
5-point game. Let's listen in to Lisa Leslie leading the triplets.
Come on, Ryan! Come on! Go. You got Ryan.
No, not happy. Ryan Hollins gave up 2 offensive rebounds. Can't wait to hear this.
Ryan, you got a little bit too many antics, brother. Listen to me. On the box out, you just got to pursue the ball. Let go after the ball, and then you might get the foul. But you doing all of this stuff, but you're so tangled up with him, they're not going to give you anything. We got to go get it. You know what I'm saying? Take a rip.
Scout, that was an awesome look at the dynamic between coaches.
Sure that Ryan Hollins probably agreed with Lisa Leslie. Hey, you're right. I'm getting caught up in too many things.
Alonzo G against Moon. Went right to him. And Moon stripped it out of bounds with 1 to shoot.
One thing to note, Lisa Leslie, 5th all-time in the WNBA in all-time rebounds. So obviously she knows what she's doing. So 1 second on the shot clock. You gotta be prepared and ready.
Argo launches and wave it off. It came after the shot clock expired. Well, let's continue the conversation on the Hall of Famer Lisa Leslie. Still 5th all-time most rebounds in WNBA history. Candace Parker is 9 away from moving into 5th past Lisa Leslie. And Sylvia Fowles, retiring at the end of this year, is number 1. Moon over Pargo. By the way, Scal, Lisa Leslie, not 1, not 2, 4 Olympic gold medals.
Oh, yeah. They never lose.
Pargo nearly had a 4-point shot. Gets it back from his brother. Down low to G. A lot of contacts, and G is whacked.
Let's take a look. Oh, man. It feels like sometimes when I watch, like, okay, how is that a foul versus the other one's not a foul? It's like, you know, I think players in general, I think they just want consistency.
Yeah.
Is it going to be physical or is it not? Like, are we going to call that or are we not going to call this?
Two points for Alonzo G. Triplets a 34-30 advantage. Fouls here. Three-headed monsters are already in the bonus. They've committed 3 thus far. They'll play a big part down the stretch, the free throw shooting. Miller fires, had to heave it up, gets his own rebound, and finishes.
Oh, that's great hustle by Quincy Miller. And they're going to hit him with a delay of game.
It's getting good between those two.
Yeah. he is fun. He's fun to watch.
Gennaro Pargo against Moon here. Moon has to clear. Murphy blows by G. Skies, finger rolls good.
I love when Kevin Murphy takes the ball on the rip and attacks, like on that possession right there.
Tie game at 34. Game 5 of the ball out. No ISO Joe, no Rashard Lewis. We've got a good one here in Dallas.
The 3 of you guys are in. I want to see our horn series. You're the 3 now. Fargo, Jeremy, Gennaro, you coming in? We got our double screen here on offense. Coming off. When he comes off, actually I want to do single screen. Pick and roll here. You roll into the basket. You guys are in a pick and roll. Zoe, you're over here. Spot it up. Let's just get our single man covered. You guys, we got this. It's our defensive stops. We got to box out and make our...
Tied up in Dallas at 34, the Triplets and the three-headed monsters. And a big reason why the three-headed monsters got back in this game, Scal, the play of Quincy Miller late in that first half.
Quincy Miller was great in the first half. Just letting the game come to him after the first about 5 or 6 possessions. And he was jawing with guys on the sideline. It didn't matter. He kept going, kept hooping, inside, outside, confident. Look at that shot. He had a great first half, and now here he is in the second half still impacting winning. And I think that his solid play has opened up the floor for Kevin Murphy. So when I look at this game, so obviously if Joe Johnson is on the floor, he's the best player on the floor. Right now I look at Kevin Murphy as the best player on the floor. So in this tight game, is the best player going to lead their team to victory? But Quincy Miller has definitely done his job today, and also give credit to Jamario Moon. I feel like he's starting to defensively play a lot better than he did in the first 5 minutes of this game.
Major decisions coming for the three-headed monsters when the guys come back. We're talking about Rashard Lewis, Jonathan Simmons, both still out. All right, Saturday next week here in Dallas on Via DAZN and the Big 3 YouTube channel, beginning with Bivouac and the Killer 3's, who looked great earlier in their win to pick up their 3rd victory of the season. Triplets and the Ghost Ballers, followed by Tri-State and the Three-Headed Monsters. And Sunday afternoon on CBS at 1 Eastern, it's Power and the Aliens, followed by the Ball Hogs and 3's Company, and then the enemies facing the defending champion in Trilogy. That's going to be week 6. We are heading into the home stretch of the regular season, Scal.
Yeah, you got enough. You go out in the sun when we're here down in Dallas? No way, right? You don't walk around with a big hat on or anything?
I stick with the air conditioning.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you would.
No sun.
I kind of feel that way about you. But yeah, we're getting closer to the end of the season and getting closer to that playoffs in Atlanta.
Are you saying I need
a
little more burn?
I'm not saying anything.
G with the stuff.
Hey, nice pass by Ryan Hollins. Catching the ball, had more poise on that possession, and hit that right over to G.
All right, for the three-headed monsters, Miller, Moon, Murphy. Fires over Pargo, Quincy Miller. Hollins along with G and Gennaro Pargo. G bodies into Murphy, layup missed the rim. You hear them scream to Moon, he didn't have to clear. Posting up the smaller Pargo. Murphy fades and hits.
Goodness. He knew exactly where Ryan Hollins was. Did not matter to probably our league's best scorer right now. Goes right over the top and shoots over the outstretched arms of Hollins and Pargo.
Hollins slams it down against Miller. And for no love lost.
Here we go. Here we go. How about a lot of jawing going on here? I think we bring the fire and just have him play one-on-one.
I'll take that. For the win?
No, just have him keep going. Nice pass. Miller comes over. Hollins with the dunk, and then nose to nose.
A 2-point game. Oh, whistle from the backside. Pargo into the back of Moon with the foul.
That's going to be shots.
They've been in the bonus for a while. Well, it deserves Scal another look. Ryan Hollins.
All right, here we go. Hollins goes up. Miller comes into the screen. You know, that's a good challenge. I mean, that's not on his head or anything like that. And then the antics pick up. Here we go. Like two prize fighters talking it up. Big miss. You got to make free throws when you're in the bonus.
I like what Miller did. He challenged and he made a business decision as G gets free to the rim.
Lisa Leslie's pumped up right now.
Stop and go. Mahmoud. Murphy against Jeremy Pargo. Leans in and he scores.
So good. He is so good operating in the post.
He is a ridiculous scorer. And now with 15. Blow by. Good adjustment by Moon. G stripped by Mahmoud. All right, Murphy with 9 to shoot against Jeremy Pargo. One-legged. Hollins with the box out. Teardrop goes down for Jeremy Pargo. 4-point shot. Kevin Murphy nails it.
What a gamer. That ties it at 42.
Top scorer in the Big Three. Game of the day?
So far.
It's looking that way. Jeremy Pargo. Look down low. G. Pargo again for 3. And Murphy is there. Crunch time in Dallas in the ball out of game number 5. 4 to shoot. Mahmoud to his left.
Oh!
Mahmoud Abdul Rauf at age 53.
In the eyeball.
Pargo into traffic. Answers, and we're tied up again.
What a game.
Tied up at 44. Mahmoud thought about it, wants Murphy to cut, and we get a whistle on the dive. Foul on G.
Oh, that's a tough foul because that's going to be a shot. Take a look. Kevin Murphy for 4. That tied it up. That's a big shot at that moment. Oh, they brought him back? I thought they would definitely bring Miller back. This is a big free throw.
1 shot for 2. And the lead. good. Point game now for the three-headed monsters. What a turnaround.
Big time turnaround.
They could win with a 4-point shot. Murphy, this for the win.
Oh my God!
Kevin Murphy with the big 4-point shots in Dallas, and the three-headed monsters win it. Sheer brilliance from the Big Three's leading scorer. Kevin Murphy delivers. A 25-point night and 2 massive 4-point daggers. And this for the victory. Tied the game with a 4, and he wins it, not to be denied. 50-44, the three-headed monsters pick up their 4th win. Kevin Murphy is with Scal.
All right, I'm here with a tale of two halves here. First of all, what were you thinking as this game started, CJ?
That we came out sluggish, and we just didn't take control of the game like we're supposed to. Like, we just came out sluggish. We do this all the time. We come out sluggish, and I keep getting on him every day about him not doing enough. Even though he's the leading scorer in the Big Three, he's still not doing enough. And he always said, "You right." Every time I said, he said, "You right, you right. I got to do more." So today, he proved to me that, hey, it's almost enough. We're almost there.
So, what clicked for you to start taking over this game?
Man, you know, you just got to, when you playing in the game, when you in game and you see how they guard you, as you can see the first half, they double me every time. So I'm trying to get, that's how Q got going. We needed them big shots. Towards the second half, I just started doing what I would do.
Now, no matter what, no Rashad, no Reggie Evans, you seem to always find a way. We don't know a lot about you before you got to here. Is this who you always have been?
Man, I always been the same person, man. You can look it up, Google it. Everywhere I've been the same person. And like I said, this Big Three, like you said, you didn't know me before this Big Three put me on the map, and I appreciate it.
What do you got to do to keep this up?
Do enough. That's it.
Do enough. Thanks, guys.
All right, Scal, what a performance. Kevin Murphy with 25, and the three-headed monsters ride him to a victory over the Triplets. In Dallas, 5 games down. We got 1 left in the ball out. It's coming up right after this.
Co-captain at 6 foot from Georgia Tech, number 3, Will Bynum. 6'7" from TCU, number 22, Garland Green. 6'10" out of Arizona State, number 19, Jeff Ayers. 6'9" out of Florida, co-captain for Bivouac, number 13, Corey Brewer. And the captain for Bivouac, acting at 6'6" from Gulf Shores Academy, number 14, Gerald Green. The coach of Bivouac is the first point guard to ever win Defensive Player of the Year, a 9-time NBA All-Star, an NBA champion, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and a 2013 inductee into the James Naismith Hall of Fame, the glove, Gary Payton. Our final game of the evening.
5 games in the books in Dallas. 1 more to go in the ball out in this Week 5 schedule. Power against Bivouac coming up from Dallas at the Comerica Center. Time now for today's Monster Moments. And Scal, what a performance by Kevin Murphy for the three-headed Monsters.
Kevin Murphy, 2 big 4-point plays in the last 12 points. And he said, forget this 3. I am going for the win. Nothing but nylon.
Game of the day, and a huge win for the three-headed Monsters. They're now 4-1, as are the Aliens, who won earlier today as well against the Ball Hogs. Final game, Power against Bivouac. As we welcome you back, Ed Cohen with Brian Scalabrine. 1 more to go, but what a game there, and Kevin Murphy showing why he's the top scorer in the Big 3.
Yeah, Kevin Murphy was big time. He started out slow. They went through Quincy Miller, but when it was time to be the best player in the Big 3, the best player on the floor, Kevin Murphy absolutely delivered. Did it inside, did it outside. Those 2 4-point shots when they had 38 points was a difference maker.
Big 3 basketball at its best in a city that is so good to this league. Dallas, Texas. Kevin Murphy lifts the three-headed Monsters to the top of the standings once again. All right, final game. Power, they come in 2-2. Great young talent, as well as the veteran Coutinho Mobley. Bivouac, last week, they finally get a win. First time since 2019, much needed, led by Gerald Green.
So let's start out with Bivouac. I think they found their rhythm. Jeff Ayers out the top, but Gerald Green with all the space in the world to work. Kind of had a slow start as well, but the most dominant player late in the game, made big plays, made big shots. And when he's one of the guys in this league that can get a shot off anytime he wants, and that was the difference in that game.
50-46, Bivouac with the win over the Triplets, and there's the man of the hour warming up, Gerald Green, a 25-point night in the win for Bivouac, and trying to make it back-to-back wins today for the first time in franchise history. On the other side is Power. They had the #1 pick in this year's Big 3 draft, and they chose Glenn Rice Jr. Scal, great scouting and decision-making by Nancy Lieberman. He has shined with Power.
Yeah, when he is an elite scorer, he's phenomenal around the rim. He can, once he gets it going, he can shoot the ball with some confidence on the outside. But he has that quick game, and I like the way that they play with him. I think he really plays well off TJ Klein. As you see right here, as Klein rolls to the basket. I think Power has something special. It starts out with their pick, their #1 pick, Glenn Rice Jr., but also don't sleep on Coutinho Mobley, where I feel like he's getting his legs underneath him. Royce White playing at a high level, TJ Klein. I like their roster, and I like the way they're trending.
PNC Bank sponsors our rosters for Game 6. You mentioned the great players and passers for Power. Bivouac led by Gerald Green, Corey Brewer, a stealth pick in the second round of the draft. And Jeff Ayers, another NBA veteran, an NBA champion with the Spurs. And you can't forget Garland Green added to this Bivouac roster after beginning with Tri-State. And Lady Magic, Nancy Lieberman with ties here to Dallas, leading Power, the 2018 Big 3 Coach of the Year, when Power won the championship. And on the other side, always fun to watch the glove at work. Garrick Payton, the 9-time NBA All-Star and the Hall of Famer in Springfield. Let's check out the rules unique to the Big 3. First to 50 wins. We'll get to the break when one team scores 25. There's no game clock and a 14-second shot clock. Free throws, 1 shot for 2, 3 or 4 points. And the 4-point shot, you want to talk about playing a part in the last game. Murphy hits 2 down the stretch, 1 to tie and 1 to win it for the three-headed Monsters. All right, Scal, betting odds, man. Power, they're favored. What do you think?
So here's the thing. I thought Bivouac played really well last week, but I think Power is trending in a certain direction. Oh, man, this one's a close one. Even if Power were to win, they might not win by more than 3.5. So how about this? I think Power wins, but I'll take the points with Bivouac.
I like it.
You sure?
Did you
I don't feel. You saw Game 1. That was a
no
lot.
chance.
Game 2, I was surprised as the game was unfolding. This one, I expect it to be a close game.
Me too.
It's just I wonder if Bivouac still has that lightning in a bottle, because I think they figured some things out. But also remember, Power is trending a direction. I like where they're going. I like when they put TJ Klein in there and they start moving the ball. So I like their team and where they're going right now. So like I said, Power wins, but I'll take Bivouac with the 3.5.
TJ Klein, second-round pick for Power, playing for his mom, Nancy Lieberman. And you think about the versatility with Power, Scal. You have Mobley, who can make big shots.
Yep.
There's Royce White, who's just a great passer.
Great passer.
Skeetishvili, Glenn Rice, TJ Klein is almost tailor-made for the Big Three.
Yeah, and the way that they do it, each unit they have in the game, they play differently. Watch how much the energy picks up when TJ Klein gets in there. Watch the ball movement in the first half when TJ Klein gets in there. But they also can go ISO, and they can post up Royce White. So they have a lot of different ways to win. Look at this.
As good as it gets. TJ Klein, growing up in the Dallas area, there is his mother, Nancy. And from childhood to his years playing in college to now his first year in the Big Three at the age of 27.
I like his game a lot. I like ball movement. I like people who run into screens and fly out of screens. He does all those things. I think he makes winning plays.
Let's do it. Game number 6 to close the day in the ball out. Bivouac with Green, Brewer, and Ayers against Rice, White, and Mobley. Jeff Ayers, middle of the paint, scores.
See, and that's what I think about Bivouac right now. I think they figured some things out. Obviously, Gerald Green, prolific scorer, but Ayers is better than what he has played in the first 3 weeks. What he did last week is more what I expect Ayers to be like.
6'10", 6 years in the NBA for Ayers. Cuttino Mobley nails it.
I think Cuttino Mobley is getting better and better every week.
46 years old. You just know if they can stay healthy, have that continuity, they could be right there among the top 4. Gerald Green drives on Royce White. And Ayers smiles knowing you can't do that, fouls Cuttino Mobley.
There's Cuttino Mobley just getting better and better each week. Game 1, week 1, missed a lot of easy ones. I thought he's trending the right direction right now. He could be dangerous for them.
The captain delivers again.
One thing you know about Cuttino Mobley, he's going to put that work in. He's going to get in here early in the morning. He's going to put the work in throughout the week.
He was the first person in the building today, 7 hours before his team plays in the final game of the day. Corey Brewer will shoot 1 shot for 2, fouled by Royce White.
All right, watch the ball movement, go back to Power. Mobley, nice stop and pop. You know, you automatically think when a guy's his age and you watch him week 1, oh man, that's it. You know what I mean? The age is caught up to him. But he doesn't think that because he puts that work in. He gets here early. You always see him in the weight room. And I'm telling you guys, he is trending the direction of getting back to being an elite player in this league.
Glenn Rice Jr. fires off the mark. Gerald Green, 25 last week, the Microsoft Big 3 Player of the Week. In midair, no, missed by Ayers and punched out of bounds. Let's go back to the matchup. How about those Rockets jerseys and Payton with the Bucks after the trade?
Battling it out, that's amazing. Cuttino loves to play, loves to play.
11 years in the NBA as Brewer comes up short. Out of Rhode Island, his career obviously cut short due to a heart illness discovered in 2008. Here's Cat, another 3, his 3rd to begin the game.
And remember, Power does not rely on the 3-point shot. They rely on it the least amount of any team in the Big 3. That's a huge lift for them to get 3 threes out of Cuttino Mobley.
So what he did last week, he's getting close to that total. 9-4 Mobley, over Bivouac. Another three. Oh, that would have been something. Royce White with the follow.
Royce White is always a problem, whether it's rebounding the ball or passing the ball. He's a great screen setter. He understands the game, understands the hot hand. That's what he does out there.
Relocates all day. White the screen. Mobley. Rice from 4-point range. White trips, kept it in, but we'll have a shot clock violation on Power.
Come on, man. Hey, we got. Hey, I don't want to play physical. Let's just be cool.
Just
that a threat?
what he's saying. Just respect what he's saying. He got thrown out of the way. Thank you. Thank you.
Nancy, the ultimate mediator.
Wasn't that like she was like translating, right? She was like, this is what he's saying. Oh, good job, good save. And that's gonna be and one. What a great start for Power.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened?
So right now there's a free throw. It should be cleared out, and he shoots the free throw. Whether he makes it or misses it, we're going to be in that first break.
Glenn Rice Jr., 31 years old, and that's a big reason why they pegged him #1. Off the mark, but Power on point, courtesy of Mobley. A 13-4 start because the captain has got hot from deep.
Yeah.
And Rice getting it done inside two.
A lot of Catino Mobley early.
He's going to dribble over and pass him the ball. Act like you're screening and just go back door. It's a bounce pass. Okay?
Hey, can we just make this decision right now? Big fella's not killing us on the roll. They do not trust him. Gerald Green wants to score. If I pressure him and big fella beats us, they're not beating us. I promise you.
We got to box out. We got to rebound.
Go. Win on three.
Okay,
1, 2, 3. Win.
Okay, get ready because he's not doing well.
Okay.
Okay? It's his Achilles.
Power 13, Bivouac 4 in this final game of the day. It's been a great ball out, to say the least. Download the exclusive Big 3 app in the App Store and Google Play Store for exclusive content, highlights, stats, and merch. Download the Big 3 app today. Well, Scal, what can you say about the start for this guy, Catino Mobley?
I called it last week. I said, Cat, you're getting better. He's like, I've been putting in that work, Scal. My body feels good, and I'm making plays. And what he's doing is he's opening up the floor. Power relies on that two-point shot, not a big three-point shooting team. Cat walks into the building, knocks down 3 threes. All of a sudden, they're a difficult team to stop.
3 of 4 from beyond the arc, 9 points for the man who hit the game-winning shot in the 2018 final. Gerald Green to the rim, and fouled by Rice. He'll have a chance at 3.
Gerald Green does not run. He does not walk. He floats to the basket as he gets to his spot and lays it in.
Three-point play. Bivouac, you see the record, they're 1-3, but they've had a number of close losses, 3 by a combined 9 points.
Yeah, so Bivouac, I think they figured some things out last game.
Rice, battle with Brewer, hangs, can't finish. Corey Brewer over White. Hit the rim a couple of times, missed, and we'll get a loose ball foul. It's on Glenn Rice.
I did not see that one.
TJ Klein for power, in with White and Mobley against Green, Brewer, and Ayers. And look at that battle. Klein trying to move Ayers out is called for another foul for power.
All right, take a look at Bivouac this year. 1 and 3 of the 3. They got their win last week, but take a look. Lose by 3. That game kind of goes to overtime, 52. This next one goes to overtime. So this is a team that loses those close games, and they battle to the end.
That's why the spread was 3.5. Royce White couldn't finish the bunny. Klein seizing out of the corner. The floater won't go. Gets his own rebound. Wants a foul, and if it didn't come, he might have lost it, but it did against Ayers.
Yeah, body's going everywhere around here. Klein does a really good job on the offensive glass. There's the foul. But like, TJ Klein just plays with energy. This is why I love Big 3 basketball, because Royce White, Cuttino Mobley, TJ Klein, Glenn Rice Jr., they're all different players, but they all can impact the game if you play together. Now, sometimes those different players get out there and it doesn't work. Even last game, three-headed monster, you know, Quincy Miller, Kevin Murphy, like those guys weren't jiving early, but late in the game, they did, and it made a big difference.
I mean, you look at the lineup right now for power, Klein, White, and Nicholas Skidishvili, but this, by design, is the group that Nancy Lieberman really liked to see. She has options beyond her other guys, led by Cuttino Mobley. Klein guarding Green, 8 to shoot. Drive and kick, Green to Green. Garland from Gerald nails the 3.
I mean, Garland Green has to prove to me that he can make that, and he did before I make any type of adjustment.
White the spin. That's fouled hard by Garland Green. And it's a good thing that didn't escalate, because that was a complete horse collar in midair.
Yeah, he made a nice move. There's the spin. He goes up. Yeah, there's Garland Green right there, getting the pass from his brother. Uh-oh, here we go. This is trash talking full effect right now. And this is interesting, because we have seen Gerald Green in the Big 3, but we have not seen this version of Gerald Green, because, you know, he is one of the most talented offensive players in this league.
No, it's something to watch. White, Gerald Green was sticking up for Garland Green on that foul. 15-10 power. Getting hot in this first half. On a step back, Gerald Green, pretty over Skidishvili.
Talk the talk and walk the walk, like our guy Avery Johnson just said earlier.
White dragged down by Garland Green, and he's pulled away by his brother.
I'm in his head. I'm in your head.
All right, Gerald Green. That's nothing but nylon. I want to see more of that Gerald Green. And then they go, there's the back down. Oh, I see they pulled the arm right there. It is getting physical. This is a different game today.
Klein for Skidishvili. They double him. 5 to shoot. White flips it. Klein attacks. Running floater, gets the bounce.
A very underrated part of TJ Klein's game is his floater. Goes hard to the basket, loves to drive closeouts, has that finishing move.
TJ Klein, look at the balance, the numbers. Nearly 13 per game, over 6 rebounds. Green fires and hits. Gerald Green.
He's calling his shots, Ed. He is calling his shots.
Rising for Bivouac. Stop and go, Klein against Brewer. Skidishvili will shoot a two-point shot. Gerald Green not to be denied after a big game last week.
Yeah, cannot be stopped. Look at the step back, smooth stroke. We like to say he is about that life.
Nicholas Skidishvili.
You remember when he was drafted by the Nuggets?
Big prospect.
Yeah.
5th in 2002. He went a spot after Drew Gooden. Number 1 was a guy who changed so much in the world in Yao Ming.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
It's all blur to me, Ed.
That's 20 years. That's a long 20 years. Skidishvili is fouled hard by Gerald Green. Man, you have the best game of the day, game 5, and the comeback by the three-headed monsters. And you talk about full force physicality here in game 6.
Royce.
Let's hear how Nancy Lieberman feels about it.
It's on. Give us the call. Give us the call.
You're not going to fall for that, are you? He did that in the league.
It's Gary
He
Payton
was
in
the
the
glove
background.
and the ref. Hey, 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 go attack. Attack him. Just go.
Oh, this is a lot of jawing going on today. We need all the mics on. All the mics on.
Gerald Green, the steal, tip for Garland, no. Listen, this is game 6. We've been here a long time. Cube, the fans, everybody. I could watch this for hours.
Hands up, Nick.
For sure.
Hands up. Stunt.
Oh, he stepped out.
Royce, when it's all the way over here, come in and then go out.
White on Green, the finish and the foul. And what's been the matchup in this first half, Garland Green is called for the personal.
Yeah, Garland Green went for the steal. And White did a really good job of keeping his shoulder attached to Garland Green, not allowing him to get off the body where he can gain some momentum. Nice play by Royce White. Now he's talking to the bench. He's talking to Will Bynum.
He's getting the cross-arm stare down from Gary Payton. That's a trademark. Glenn Rice into the game for power. And Nancy Lieberman, she had to wipe something off. No blood issue with the front of TJ Klein's jersey. This is awesome.
This is great. This is great.
2-point shot. Would have been halftime. Instead, Bivouac with the ball, down 23-15. Corey Brewer, White with the contact and the foul. Now Bivouac, next foul on Power will put them in the bonus. Brewer, open the lane. Got it, and one.
It is amazing how, as Brewer goes to the basket, how just calling like some fouls can de-escalate a situation. Like this thing was headed in a direction I'm not sure we were going to come back from. But a couple aggressive plays to the basket, a couple fouls, and everyone sort of loses their aggressiveness. And I think the game will settle back in. It's a big free throw for Bivouac, because they will get the ball back.
23-18. Power with the advantage. Royce White playing the part of initiator and instigator. Brewer doubled, won't get the roll. Klein spinning, offensive on the screen against Klein, who is the ball handler.
I've never seen this one before. He had the ball. If you're dribbling, that's an offensive foul? So
Go this way.
who is,
TJ.
does TJ have the ball? No, I guess not.
So offensive foul on Klein,
do
and
that.
Nancy Lieberman is bringing the fire.
Because in the Big Three, when you're over the limit and you get an offensive foul, you end up shooting.
Yep.
I just never seen a guy, if he would have jump stopped, I'd understand. But if you have a live dribble, we see guards all the time cut big men off and they get ran over and it's a foul in the big. If you have a live dribble, I think you can go wherever you want to go.
TJ Klein was born to bring the fire.
Oh yeah, he loves it. He loves it.
Who does, TJ?
There we go. As if there hasn't been enough fire
Okay.
in this first half.
Hey, hey. Don't blame me. I'm just following you. TJ's got to come
Here we go. Brewer against Klein. Corey Brewer muscles in and scores. Count it.
This game is all about muscle. There's no finesse here.
It's okay.
It's
okay.
all
Let's play.
muscle. Big play for Corey Brewer, and they get the ball back. Here he is with the contact, the spin. Even right here, goes through Klein to get to the layup.
Brewer putting on the moves against Skidishvili, one-legged. Green sneaks in there, wants it in the corner. Green, step back, in and out. What a first half. Off the tip, Green skies. Second effort goes down. It's down to one.
I love the way Gerald Green is playing right now. He has an edge to him and the edge that you need to have the success you need in the Big Three.
Scal, this feels like the longest first half in Big Three history, and it's been sensational start to finish.
Oh, for sure. But everything is contested here.
23-22. Skidishvili, a ferocious slam, and yes, we have hit the break in Game 6 of the ball out. Did you enjoy that, Mr. Glove?
Yeah, take a look. Great pass by Glenn Rice Jr. Skidishvili with the easy dunk to send us to the half.
(25-22) power. A three-point cushion, if barely, at the break. 5 games down, 1 game in progress. It's a good one here in the ball out. And more to come from Dallas. You're watching the Big Three on Vire DAZN and the Big Three YouTube channel.
He can't rebound because of his calf. You got a lot of responsibility. So, way to play, by the way. Way to play. Nick, great job. It's okay, TJ. You're fine. It's no problem. The way we went out them initially, we got into the bonus. They're gonna foul you. But we gotta fight through them fouling you. And I think that we can run that pick and roll like we just did with Glenn and with Nick. You could probably run that screen with Royce. Maybe when we cut, it's our ball. Take it here. You want to go left or right? You're on that right elbow. You're going to run screen roll. Reed, if he dives, you got to come over, okay? Are you getting gray hair? Wow.
Good job, guys. Good job.
But we got to dig down. It's going to be a war. It's going to be tough. We just got to stay with our principles.
Yeah, hit the shoe.
You got to make sure you're loose because of him. None of that shuffle pass in the lane. Their hands are long and active. Okay?
All right. Who wants the last of the big three? Please.
Thank you.
You want it all?
We're going to shoot the ball.
Let us hear you. Big three giveaway now, guys. Back to Andy. We may get lit.
Just keep playing the way we are. Okay? Play with confidence.
Sizzling in Dallas. Safe to say this final game's been hot. Power by 3 over Bivouac at the break. Get going back with Ryan Scalabrine. I mean, where do we start? Just a sensational display of Big 3 basketball.
All right, so we can start with Tina Mobley early on, stretching the floor. Then it got contentious. Then you had Gerald Green dominating. But you know what? I go with Tina Mobley. Hey, Power is always looking for more three-point shooting. Three-point shooting provides space. Tina Mobley, who started out slow, has really been trending the right direction.
Speaking of which, Gerald Green, he played a big part too.
Yeah, Gerald Green started jawing with Royce White, and then he started dominating on the basketball court. There's the pull-up jumper, floats to the rim with the layup, and Gerald Green has been, I expect more from him in the second half, but he's been good so far.
Scout Big 3 Heat Vision powered by Microsoft. Those early threes, quick hitters from Mobley, but Green took over from all over the court.
So remember, Gerald Green last week in the second half dominated. So what are we going to get in this half? They're going to have to go with more physical presence with Ayers, and you're going to have to, you look at the stats right there, Power with 12 rebounds. That's what Ayers will have to do when he gets back in there. But the field goals, 23-14. Let's see who ends up dominating this second half. I think Gerald Green's going to have something to say. This is the best he's looked and locked in since joining the Big 3.
Green, Brewer, and Ayers for Bivouac against Royce White, Glenn Rice Jr., and Katina Mobley for Power. Game 6. The marathon entering its final leg. Mobley, a couple of threes early in the first half, missing this one. Gets another look, thinks otherwise. Mobley against Green. Royce White setting the feet. Halfway down, but no. Ayers trying to shake free of White. Give to Green. He's wide open. Rice against Brewer. Arms tied, missed shot, big rebound Ayers. Ankle breaker, Brewer's wide open. That would have driven the crowd crazy. It already did. Green with the trifecta.
Brewer's got to deliver that three. The oohs and the ahs. The matrix by Glenn Rice Jr. Ooh, he was praying and hoping that he would miss that shot.
Tied at 25. Floater, Glenn Rice, not there. You mentioned it, Scal. Ayers playing a big role on the glass.
Yeah, he's a big physical player. Oh, here's the matchup. Oh, yeah.
Gerald Green, that would have been, I think, for 4. I didn't see a full-on signal. Had a loose ball foul underneath.
All right, here we go. The move. And you got to cap that off. Come on, bro. Cap that off.
I think Glenn Rice will trade a 3 as long as it wasn't the last one. Brewer against Mobley now. Winds and scores. Corey Brewer for Bivouac.
Brewer's asking for the foul. Brewer does a good job of just keep attacking, getting downhill, even through contact.
A 12-2 extended Bivouac run. Late whistle, and the foul. For now, will send Rice to the line for a 2-point shot.
All right, here's Brewer. 2 big steps, take that hit across the head, but kiss it off the glass. He wanted the and one.
Glenn Rice Jr. Free throws could play such a big part down the stretch in a close game. Brewer, the crossover, the drive, and the finish. A la reverse, Corey Brewer.
And a shimmy shake. It's a great take by Brewer. Brewer's feeling good, and that's exactly what Bivouac needs. You know, to give Gerald Green sort of a little bit of a break so we can close this game out.
White pivots, popped out. Brewer, this would be big. Nonetheless, a 14-2 Bivouac spurt. Cat.
Ayers' presence is definitely felt in the second half.
For 4. Glenn Rice, like his dad used to do, hits the 3.
He's a scary player in this league when he gets going. Inside, outside, that could be a big shot. And that could be a little bit of a catapult for Glenn Rice to get it going.
Timeout, Gary Payton. 29-28 Bivouac with the advantage.
A lot of good plays to start this half. All right, let's first start out. Brewer with a hard crossover, goes up, other side of the rim, lays it in, and watch this. Give me the shake, give me the shake. There's the shake. And then Glenn Rice here in the corner. He's the type of player that when he hits a shot, if I'm on Bivouac, I'm scared because he has that ability.
Screen, we're too far out. And
all right, Scal, only fitting we've got a great finish to this marathon day. The Ball Out 2022 edition here in Dallas. Early Winners Trilogy. 3's company. Aliens over the Ball Hogs game. They lost Leandro Barbosa to what could be an Achilles injury. Killer 3's emphatic over the enemies. In game 5, Kevin Murphy went off, including the game-winning 4-point shot. Three-headed monsters are 4-1.
Yeah, some end results there, but the Kevin Murphy, he is establishing himself as an elite player in this league. There's Ice Cube. This is a big game right here. I think it's unfortunate what happened. Leandro Barbosa, one of the favorites here in the Big 3.
Garland Green in for the Bivouac. Tries a 4-point shot. Comes up empty. And fouls TJ Klein. You know, marathon day, to prepare for 6 games, I pulled up YouTube, and for inspiration, I fired up Game 5, 2004, Nets at Detroit. 3 overtime thriller just to get the good vibes.
Let me get this right. You have a newborn baby, and you're pulling up that game? Yeah, you got problems.
It was here in Dallas. It was this morning.
I gotcha. You're just sitting around on YouTube. Gotcha. Oh, Brewer's making moves.
Tie game at 31.
So, Ed, last week, Gerald Green went to the bench to get a kind of a rest and kind of came back right around 38, 40. So it's really interesting how he's going back to the bench, and can Bivouac carry, whatever this next 9 points is. And right now with plays like this and Brewer getting downhill, they definitely can.
Glenn Rice, nylon, but nothing else.
That's the wrong kind of nylon. You want the other nylon. This worked for Bivouac last week with Gerald Green coming in. I think he came in around 38 points, 39 points. And he wasn't just him dominating, but Brewer also played well down the stretch.
Garland Green with Brewer and Ayers for Bivouac. Garland Green on the pull-up.
Big shot.
He never played in the NBA like his brother Gerald. Preseason stint with New Orleans 3 years ago. TJ Klein. Second effort. Tip by White. Klein with the finish.
Yeah, White did a tremendous job. That was a controlled tip. That should go down as defensive board and an assist. A nice tip by White. Now they're bringing Green in earlier.
So Gerald Green with 13 points. Drives to the rim, will go to the line for a 2-point shot.
Gerald Green is so athletic.
Next dead ball, get Glenn.
I thought you was awesome.
Box out. Come on. Come on.
Gotta get out. Gotta get out, Roy. I'm here, Roy.
Go. Way to go. Get a blow. Get a blow.
Always great to hear from Lady Magic. She took out Glenn Rice. Gerald Green off the mark. Skidishvili comes in. And a loose ball foul on TJ Klein. That's the 4th on Power.
Yeah, you got to watch that. 4 on Power, 3 on Bivouac. Fouls always come into play here in the second half.
Huge screen by Ayers. Offensive against Klein.
Oh, I did not see this one. Well, I guess he did kind of grab the back of TJ's jersey. You don't have to do that. Gerald Green needs no separation.
Skidishvili lines it up. Last foul, it almost looked worse than it really was, right?
Yeah.
Green toying with Skidishvili. Stops, spins, hook shot, gets the bounce off the heel.
2 big buckets for Garland Green here.
Bivouac 37 and Power 33 in game number 6. Home stretch, show the ball out. You know, Gerald's and his brother, Garland, with the answer.
Run his corner series. Run. Listen. Run touch. Run touch. TJ, this is Royce.
Royce is here, Nick's here, I'm here.
Yeah, Nick.
I'm here. No, I'm here. Royce is here, the point guard. Nick's right here.
Okay.
Now screen down to me.
Okay, shut up.
All right.
Yep, right there. Yep, pin down.
Do not get an offensive foul, but you've got to be able to come up ready to score. But Nick, if Royce, if you have this, you got to rebound. You got to be physical to rebound.
Bivouac trying to make it back-to-back wins for the first time in team history. A 4-point lead against Power to close the ball out. Hey, let's go back to the Celtics days.
There's my guy, G Green. Look at us. We're at Christmas parties together, singing to kids. G Green had to do a lot of karaoke.
Is that Ryan Gomes in there?
Yeah, Ryan Gomes. Good job by you.
Ricky Davis made an appearance.
Pretty Ricky, Paul Pierce. You know, I never would be an NBA champion if it was not for Gerald Green. Because we had to get Kevin Garnett, and they really wanted Gerald Green.
Right.
So without Gerald Green, I would not be the voice of the Celtics and the guy with the championship ring and all the stuff that entails my Boston life because of that man right there. He was that good that they were going to trade Kevin Garnett for Gerald Green and some other guys as well.
Where was Perk at the party that night?
He was at a different party.
How about your guy, Gerald Green? Tough three. 40-33, Bivouac. He's got 18, and the run really began to form late in the first half.
Yeah, Gerald Green's got such a nice stroke. I told you at the start of this game that I like what Bivouac did last week. I think they're a team that's trending. I think Ayers did a really good job. I think he's a presence down low. Obviously.
Look at Ayers. Clean swipe and the finish against Skidishvili.
Yeah, I think Bivouac finally found, their lightning in a bottle. And they got good contributions from Brewer and from Garland Green today.
Nice try by Ayers. Skidishvili saying, you can't pull that with me. And he's been teed up. Skidishvili has a point. He just made too much of an emphatic point.
Well, here it is on the move. There's the hit. There's the spin. Now, too much. Of all the stuff we've heard today, that's the one that gives you a T? Of all the things that we have seen and heard in this game, and that's the one? Come on, Ed. Why does that one stand out more than any other ones?
Scal and the officials have been doing the Big 3 for a while, do a great job. He clearly said something, but the guy who flopped is just sitting there, and the guy who didn't flop and scored is the one who's teed up.
Yeah, I don't know. But I tell you what, Skidishvili, he's playing hard right now.
Yep.
And I'll roll with that.
It's the best attribute of the Big 3. You have 12 teams, 60 players in this great 3-on-3 basketball league as Brewers drive, rims out. They play hard. They get out there and play their tails off, and you're seeing that in this final game. Give and go. Gerald Green, no, but he's fouled by the man of the hour, Skidishvili.
Yeah, you have to. It's a big court, Ed. In 3-on-3, you have to bring it. You have to cover space. You got to pay attention to detail. It's a non-negotiable.
Skidishvili will get a breather. He's from the Republic of Georgia, 4 NBA seasons, and Royce White in his spot. The captain, 2-point shot.
And he gets it back because they're going to be in the bonus. It's just huge. Power has to string together stops without fouling.
Brewer in a climb, banks it in, and he's fouled.
And you can't challenge it because the ball went in. Look at that move. I don't know. I don't know about that one. You can't bring the fire. No, you can't bring the fire. You can't bring the fire. The ball went in.
Right?
Yeah, ball went in. You can't bring the fire.
All over it.
Yeah, that's a tough call. I'm not going to lie. That's a tough call for Power and TJ Klein.
All right, point game Bivouac, 46-35. They can smell it. Rice cups it, air ball. It's loose to White. Gets the friendly bounce.
Nice high arcing shot. You got to string together stops.
Expansion franchise in 2019. Year 3 for Bivouac, have never won 2 straight. Gerald Green, the captain to the rim, the scoop, too much. Power still alive, White to Rice. White again, hacked by Ayers. Think about last week, had not won since 2019. They were 0-6 last year, Scal. They beat the Triplets And now they're on the verge of making it 2 straight wins.
Yeah, I mean, last week, what we're seeing right now, the energy that they're playing with, Ayers, dominating the middle, Gerald Green picking his spots, Brewer stepping up. Like, they're a good basketball team, and what we're seeing now is that. We're seeing that in last week, and we're seeing it this week.
Brewer had it poked away. 5 to shoot. Brewer over White, blocked. Ayers, does he see it? Does not. And the shot clock expired before a foul. The glove is lifted. First year leading Bivouac after his run with the 3-headed Monsters. A 9-point lead, point game. He wants the right execution down the stretch to get that winning shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's to me, it's going through Gerald Green and letting him create.
The other one was a foul. Okay, now we got to make our free throw. We done missed 2. This shit should have been over. But let's go. It's all right. Catch your breath.
Glenn, tuck your shirt in, please. Guys, we're gonna run aliens. Okay? Glenn, you're here. You're gonna dribble, and Royce, make sure he's not denying you. Give him the ball. Stay there. TJ's gonna act like he's coming up, and then
Dribble handoff. Yep.
Okay. This is the play they like to slip TJ to the rim. So instead of, they think he's going in for a screen, but he doesn't, and he dives to the rim quickly. They have success off this. I'm assuming this is called Aliens because of the Aliens team and that European influence.
Let's see Rice, White, and Klein. It's Rice, denied. 4 to shoot, poked away. Out of bounds with 2 to shoot for Power.
Ayers did a really good job on that play. I like his impact in this game. Rice is really good in these situations.
Catches, shoots, missed. Hit the rim, so Bivouac has to clear. Brewer shovels, deflected to White. Inside, Rice with the finish.
Not going to be easy to score these last 2.
Still point game. And Bivouac, no timeouts remaining. Green, they can win it with a 4-point shot. Attacks. Green against White, off the ball, Ayers dumped by Rice. And the foul on Glenn Rice Jr. with both teams in the bonus.
So just know it's going to be side out because it's considered game point, and that's what you would call a take foul.
That's a well-earned take foul.
Yeah, correct.
Brewer gets by Klein to the rim. Missed it. Power still alive. White with 5 to shoot, leans in, popped out. Brewer. Let's see if Green locates to the 4-point circle. 3-point shot, no. Rebound to Brewer. The drive, air ball. Rice from White, finishes. And they're hanging in.
Power's sticking around. Bivouacs need a set. They need a set to get some type of movement. Maybe Gerald Green coming off, Ayers getting downhill. We're gonna get a timeout so they can talk this over.
Timeout, Nancy Lieberman.
Yeah, very good interior passing. And Power keeps hanging around. Their defense is keeping them in this game right here.
All right, Scout, crunch time in the Big 3 here in the ball out. See how it's played out. Leading into this one, going back a couple of games, Killer 3's in the enemies. Strong performance by the Killer 3's. Johnson to finish things off.
Killer 3's locked in. Johnson comes up big, but this was a shot of the night. Kevin Murphy. If you don't know, now you know.
And we see that 4-point shot. Wouldn't do it justice without mentioning the 4-point shot he hit earlier to tie the game. Three-headed monsters, aliens, both 4-1.
They were down 38-42. He hit a 4-point shot to tie it up. A couple other buckets here inside, and then boom, closing it out. 46 to give him 50. Big play. Kevin Murphy steps up big once again.
Garland Green in.
No Gerald Green.
Wow. With Brewer and Ayers.
Maybe just need the possession.
Rolls it to Green. Garland Green. My goodness.
Tattoos the ball.
Unreal. Talk about fresh legs. Glenn Rice will shoot if his feet were deemed behind the line. 1 for 3.
Here it is. Ayers. Garland Green. A throwdown. Great pass by Ayers. And they're going to bring the fire on this one. So it's a 3-point attempt. So if he scores, Glenn Rice Jr., this will be 3 points for Power and the ball.
Here we go. Rice gets free.
Oh!
Missed it. Created separation, but the heel of the rim, too much. Wow. You hit that, you're down 4.
And with the ball. Here he is, gets downhill, loves his spot, fights off, and just could not believe it. And Gerald Green is back into the game.
Point game for Bivouac. Gerald Green moves in on Rice, the captain. Green shaking the shoulders, denied. Glenn Rice, big swat.
They might challenge this. Oh, wow. No, Gary's gonna challenge this. I guarantee he's gonna challenge this. I guess not. Oh, yes, they are.
Let's take a look.
You know, I should handle all the challenges. Bring them my way. Give me a good angle. I'll make the call. We can move on with the game.
You could broadcast. You can still multitask.
I'm
the whole thing.
I'm Secaucus right here on site. Give me my imaging. I got this. One time. Oh, that looked off of Gerald Green.
That could be a great segment. Scal in Secaucus.
Hold on, hold on. Yeah, white ball. Hey, that was good. Hey, I'll give the officials credit. They got that thing quick. Power still battling, still staying alive. How much did that 3-point opportunity on Bring the Fire?
Huge.
Huge.
Still with life. Glenn Rice Jr. attacks Brewer. It's going to stay with Power with 9 to shoot.
This game is super physical.
Shot clock ringing down to 5. Glenn Rice muscles in, finishes against Brewer.
Yeah, he didn't miss that one.
14 for Glenn Rice.
I mean, there's no other answer. Gerald Green has to be that guy right here.
Point game Bivouac. Brewer over Klein. Got it!
Mine!
There's the shimmy, there's the win, and 2 straight for the first time ever for Bivouac. Corey Brewer, what do you say, Cube? Game winner. And what a finish to the latest installment of the Ball Out. Here it is. Over Klein, boom. Wave goodbye in Big D. Bivouac with back-to-back victories. And this one was sweet. Scow with Corey Brewer.
All right, I'm here with Corey Brewer. So that game got contentious. Let's start with the first half. I mean, you ever been through anything like that in a game like this?
I've never seen so many fouls called in one half.
Yeah.
A lot of fouls. You know, they had to lead, but we kept fighting. We came back.
Where are you at right now? It feels like you're figuring this league out.
Yeah, I'm figuring it out. You know, first couple games, I didn't know the rules. I didn't know what was going on. You know, it's a lot more physical than the NBA. But now, you know, I'm starting to get it. It's fun out here.
Yeah, and back-to-back game winners. You feel real comfortable in that position?
I'm feeling good. Game on the line, give me the ball. Especially when you got the mismatch. You got to score every time.
All right, thanks a lot.
Yep.
Garrett Payton's team, the Resurrection in Dallas. 2 straight wins. Corey Brewer, W over TJ Klein. 50-43 the final.
It's like 11 years before I was born. I'm old.
I think you have a future in the business.